Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TVS 2017 and welcome to Birmingham. I can say that in that accent because I am actually from this fantastic city, and it's great for me to be chairing this, my last TVS conference as chair in my home city. It's got a very special place in my heart, as you can imagine. It's got some great iconic buildings and sites. Does anybody know what that big silver ship-like thing is? Because that wasn't there back in the day. And I haven't got a clue what that one is. And of course, it's got the most confusing road system in the world. It's got some of the greatest football teams in the country. Or actually, maybe that was back in the 80s. I'm not sure, maybe not anymore. And of course, it's got the greatest music band of all time. Comes from Birmingham. And one or two other great celebrities too. And of course, it's where I come from. It's where I was born. It's where I went to school. That was me in my staff nurse uniform when I first qualified back in 1987. I qualified at Dudley Road Hospital, and I worked on an female orthopaedic ward back in those days, Ward D16. It looked just like that Nightingale ward that you can see there. And to the left of that picture, actually, is the Windmill Pub, where we used to spend a lot of our days as student nurses, and it had a really cool jukebox in there. And it sold martini. Unlike here, they haven't got any martini. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. But back then, my tissue viability heroes were people like Pam Hibbs, Carol Dealey, Maureen Bembo, Sue Bale and Pam Millard. I read what they wrote. I listened to them at conferences. I took in everything that they said at conferences like this one, and they fed my desire to learn more about tissue viability. And for those of you at your first conference today, just starting out maybe in your tissue viability career, I hope you can gain the same level of inspiration from some of our speakers here over the next 2 days as I used to. So we've got an action-packed programme for you. Lots of information from start to finish, hoping to keep you engaged right till the very end. We've got senior leaders from both NHS England and NHS Improvement here. NHS England will be speaking right at the very end tomorrow. The clinical evaluation team are back to give us an update on their work around dressing procurement, and they'll also be hanging around at the tissue viability stand down in the exhibition hall if you want to come and have a chat with any of them. We've got research on the agenda, we've got guidelines, and we've got care from the patient's perspective with a patient actually here. So I hope you can enjoy Nicola when she speaks. For those of you that are students or new to tissue viability, we've got a novice section tomorrow, and we encourage you to come along to that one. It's been put on just for you. So this is a time of change. For some of us, it feels a bit weird. We're not too sure what's going on. Some of us are quite pleased about Brexit and Trump. Some of us are not so sure. So it's a time of change, and within the NHS, we've got changing priorities too. Moving forward, we are going to have to work with less available money, and yet we still need to deliver improved outcomes for more people living with complex and long-term conditions. It feels like a mammoth task. Well, it's about us getting in early to prevent. It's about us helping people to self-manage and deliver care themselves. And it's about working in partnership with everyone, other organisations that we're maybe not used to working with. Will our NHS look the same in 5 or 10 years? Probably not. Will our roles be the same? Probably not. We need to find our place in this new world with our specialism so that we are delivering preventative care and treatment where needed for the people that need it. We've got a presentation tomorrow talking about using text messaging to help improve self-management for patients. That's only the start of the future of delivering care. NHS England have got wound care high on their agenda now, and Kath Evans is here tomorrow to update us on this. And Mark Radford will be speaking shortly about the national Stop the Pressure campaign that NHS Improvement are leading on. Maybe now the Cinderella service that is tissue viability can finally go to the ball. So how many of you feel like this at work? Spinning lots of plates, too much to do, too little time to do it in, too many meetings, too many emails. How on earth can you find time in your busy day to transform and to think about how you can transform? Well, while you're here, this is your time out. You can mingle with people, you can network, you can listen, and you can learn. So what can you take away over the next 2 days that you can take back to practice so you can start transforming your service? Are you aware of your local sustainability and transformation plan? We were asked recently in my organisation, what can you stop doing so that you can spend 50% of your time on transforming? 50% of your time on transforming. So it was an interesting chat that came out of that at this conference, you know. Let's not reply all to emails, for instance. That was one that came up. How many meetings do we have to go to? Things like that. What can we change? Find your place locally. How will you fit in your local STP? And if you don't know what that is, time to find out. Connect, collaborate, change. That's the strapline for this conference. Who do you need to connect with to get tissue viability on your local STP agenda? Who do you need to collaborate with to do things differently? And doing things differently, if planned and considered, can lead to transformation. Then maybe instead of spinning all those plates on your own, you can do it in a calm, teamwork way, like that fantastic picture there. So also today, and it's already started in the members' lounge, is we've got the Wounds Research Network conference. This is their second conference. TVS are very proud to be able to sponsor for a couple of years the work that we're doing with REN. And it's a programme packed full of research. You'll find it on page 11 of your programme booklets, which you've all got in your bags. And if you want to, you might not have registered for REN, but you can attend sessions there. I'm told already we had 50 people registered, and already we've had to put more chairs in the room. I do need to thank our corporate sponsors, whose contribution has helped tissue viability with some of our projects this year and moving forward into next. We've got an AGM this evening at 5:05. It will be at the TVS stand. If you're a member of the Tissue Viability Society, and I don't know if you know this, but you now all are, because you got that with your registration, you can come along to that. Find out what we've been doing in the last year and find out what we're going to be doing in the next couple of years with our strategy. Also in your delegate bags, you've got one of these. This is a treasure hunt. And some of our exhibitors have put forward a question, and this is for you to go and visit them on their stands, find out the answer to that question. And when you've completed all of that, you can hand that in, and at the end of tomorrow we will draw somebody out of a hat, and you're in for a chance to win an Apple Watch for that. So please do support the exhibition. Without the exhibitors, we can't run a conference like this. They're very important to the success of a day like this. And our way and your way of saying thank you is by going to see them. So tonight, we'll be back here, 7:15 in the 1882 club. I think that might be when Warwickshire Bears first formed as the cricket club, I'm not sure. And we'll have pre-dinner drinks then, and then we've got our banqueting meal in this room. I think they might be changing the chairs around for that. And that's at 8 o'clock. And then at 9:30 we'll be giving somebody a special award, and then we'll be doing the awards for the posters and the oral abstracts. So hopefully we can see you all there. And just to encourage you all to tweet while you're here. I've said tweet like Trump. I don't know if that's a good idea. But be controversial, be challenging, and be communicative through Twitter. Tell people that you're here, tell people what you're listening to, and enjoy the conference. Hashtag 2017 is our tag for the conference. And just to let you know the dates for next year, so you can get those in your diary. So we hope to see you again next year. And we've got 14 people here today that TVS have actually sponsored to come. So I welcome all of those, too many to mention. They've been coming to our stand and we've been taking pictures with them. But we're also sponsoring places for UMA and EPUAP this year, and we've had no applicants for that. Now, you might not have applied because you think, oh, I'm not good enough to win that, so I'm not going to bother. But please do. The closing date for the UMA sponsored place is on the 9th of April. You stand a good chance of winning it if nobody else has applied. So thank you for listening to me, and I do hope you enjoy the next 2 days of this conference.